So if Clea Duvall's goal was to have us not want Abby to get with this other person, but them just to be queer friends, she shouldn't have casted Aubrey Plaza, because obviously everyone is... Hey there, my name is Monica Biltz, and you're listening to The Gaze Code, a podcast in which we'll discuss anything and everything queer in film and television. Every voice you hear in this podcast will be queer, including my own. I'm a gay human who grew up in a small town in the Midwest, so as a baby gay, almost everything I learned about who and what gay people were was from the movies. I'm an actor and a filmmaker myself, and I've always been fascinated with the history and evolution of LGBTQ+ representation in Hollywood. I am joined today by my girlfriend, Lizzy Hampton. Lizzy is an artist, musician, and generally emotional human being. Today we'll be discussing the 2020 holiday comedy Happiest season, starring Kristen Stewart and Mackenzie Davis. We love to analyze movies and give very honest reviews, but overall, we genuinely enjoyed this movie very much. It was a lot of fun to watch. So cozy up with some hot chocky and have a very merry lesbian Christmas. This is the Gaze Code podcast. This is the Gaze Code podcast, but you already knew that. Hi, Lizzy.
Hi, Monica.
How are you?
Oh, hanging in there.
Hanging in there?
Didn't just, find out I was exposed to COVID or anything.
You know what? If you haven't been exposed to COVID, you ain't cool these days, right? It's what all the cool kids are doing.
I don't think that's how it works.
It's not?
I don't think so.
Wait a minute. So if we live together, does that mean we're both exposed to COVID?
I think it does, Monica.
Oh, man.
Especially because we both saw that person, so.
Dang it.
Yep.
Well, looks like we're just going to be settling in and hanging out with our cats. How's your December going so far?
It's been a long December, as Counting Crows would say.
Mm-hmm. How's your Christmas shopping going? You getting on the Christmas shit? Getting in the Christmas spirit?
I'm trying. I have
Holiday spirit? We decided to rebrand Christmas.
Yeah, because I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
What are we calling it?
We're calling it Festivus. The day of the holiday is Festivus now.
Yes.
And the season is
Winter solstice.
winter solstice.
So we have our winter solstice lights.
Mm-hmm.
We have our Festivus gifts.
Mm-hmm.
We are celebrating with our Festivus themed stockings and whatnot. But how's your Festivus shopping going? Going good?
Yeah, honestly, it's going pretty good.
Yeah. Have you spent most of your budget on me? Because that's really...
To be honest, I have.
Good. That's what we like to hear.
I have, in fact, done that. And I have a feeling you've probably done the same. Have you bought gifts for anyone other than me so far?
I have bought a gift for my Secret Santa at work.
Ooh.
And you.
Yeah.
But I am planning on buying something for a couple other folks. If I don't spend all of my money on you. So we'll see how it goes.
Isn't capitalism just the best?
I know. Because even if I want to make something, I have to buy the tools to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm just going to forage my gifts from now on.
Do you remember that scene in The Sound of Music where she takes the curtains and makes a dress out of it?
I'm going to say yes.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew you a dress out of... We don't have curtains.
We don't have any curtains in
out
this
of our
house.
extra blankets?
Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
I don't wear dresses. Dresses aren't my thing.
Well...
Although I would appreciate the effort, maybe you could sew me,
a nice hat.
A crop top.
Cool.
A flannel.
I don't know how to make flannel. But I can
make
try.
Flannel out of our floral bedding.
Yeah, I can do that. How about I make you a hat or something?
Hats are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I like hats.
It's going to look really bad. I want you to know that.
Honestly, as long as it was just made with love.
Cool.
That's
I'll
really
try.
all I need.
Well, speaking of the holiday season,
mm-hmm.
that was my segue into this.
Good segue.
Right? This is, a holiday movie, right?
Yeah, we're talking about a holiday movie today. A winter solstice movie, if you will. A Festivus movie, if you will.
That also has gay people in it. And not only in it, starring in it.
Also, written and directed by.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know how much I love Christmas.
I do.
It's like
Your favorite.
my favorite holiday.
Your favorite day of the year.
Honestly, yeah, probably just my favorite day all around.
You
like
cannot stop talking about it.
If I could have Christmas every day of the year, 365 days of Christmas, I would fucking die.
You would die, but you wouldn't be for the reasons that you're
No.
thinking. You would. I think that's like your own personal hell, I feel like.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like hell for you would be like you wake up inside of one of those inflatable Santas.
Oh my god.
And that's where you live, and that's you inside of this inflatable Santa, and you get to see all the merry little children walk by, and a dog will pee on you, and, you know.
A dog is peeing on. Is that what people think of as like a good Christmas? A dog pees on you?
That's my definition of a good Christmas. I'm just saying you're out there in the lawn, dog's gonna pee on you at some point.
You know, those Christmas movies where it starts off where you see a snow globe, but then it like gets close into it, like zooms into the snow globe, and you're like, this is the wonderful holiday land that we're living in. That's what I thought of as what would be my personal hell.
That's how Krampus ends. The Christmas horror movie. It ends with it zooming out, and their whole existence is inside of this snow globe on the shelf of Krampus, I guess.
That's extremely existential.
So this heckin' movie came out, and the moment I saw the trailer, I was like, this is something we're going to watch the night it comes out. And I feel like a lot of people felt that way. Not necessarily out of excitement of the movie itself, but it's like, oh, this is something that we're going to watch. It's on Hulu. It's, you know, free if you have Hulu. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were legitimately extremely excited for this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think that
That's
they
a good
were...
cast. Cast was great.
Yeah. Yeah. Cast was good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe a little bit questionable.
Once I saw, like, Aubrey Plaza, Dan Levy, basically those two people. I
didn't know who Dan Levy was before.
Well, I only knew him from Schitt's Creek, and I didn't really watch Schitt's Creek, but I knew he was good in that, and I watched a little bit of it, and I knew he was really funny, and I liked him as a person. I think he's a cool guy.
I feel like he was probably one of the best people in this movie.
Agreed.
He kind of held it together a little bit.
It takes a lot. I feel like, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but you can tell someone's a really good actor if they're across from someone who's not super strong, they're still really good, because it takes you play off each other a lot. Mm-hmm. So he was strong throughout, regardless of who he was acting alongside.
That's true.
And I can't say that for everybody.
I also cannot say that for everybody.
Yeah. I like Mackenzie Davis. I've seen her in other things, and she does a good job.
Dude, I loved that episode that she was in.
San Junipero, Black Mirror. Is that what you're talking about? Ooh, great. Played a lesbian in that.
Yeah.
Super great. Super quirky and charming and awkward and gay.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Is she actually gay?
We're going to find out.
Mackenzie, what is her last name?
Davis.
Mackenzie Davis. Is Mackenzie Davis gay? Queer. Gay queer? Queer gay?
Kristen Stewart confirmed that Mackenzie Davis identifies as straight, but that shouldn't stop her from playing a gay role, right? And she's played a couple gay roles, and that's what I quote. That's a quote from Kristen Stewart. That shouldn't stop her from playing a gay role.
That is a very, very weird sentence. I just thought
I'm fine that she's straight. I don't care that she's straight.
But okay, did like Kristen Stewart just like out Mackenzie Davis
as being straight? I don't think people care about being outed as straight. She did give her a label though.
That's weird. Why didn't she do it herself?
I didn't deep dive on this research. Okay, that was the very first thing that came up is Kristen Stewart said she was straight.
Okay.
So this movie came out this year. It was directed by Clea Duvall. It was written by Clea Duvall.
Queer icon Clea Duvall.
Do you know who she is? Do you know who she is? Do you? Do you know who Clea Duvall is?
No.
She is Graham in But I'm a Cheerleader. She's the love interest in But I'm a Cheerleader.
Are you kidding me?
I know! When I found that out, I was like, the fuck? This is only her second movie she's ever directed. I think. Yeah.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that neat?
Wow.
Very cool. And Mary Holland, the other writer,
was
in it.
Yeah. She was literally the best character in the whole thing.
She was very funny. She was
if
really
somebody
funny.
was there to steal the show, it was her.
Oh, yeah. I loved every scene that she was in.
Yeah.
She was great. Very awkward, but in a great way. Like, that's what she was supposed to be, is super awkward and wonderful.
Yeah,
wonderful.
She killed it.
She killed it. She did a great job. Yeah, it came out on Hulu. It was originally supposed to be, released in theaters, but, the whole COVID thing happened. And I think it's cool that Hulu picked it up versus a lot of movies are just coming out, but they cost $20 to rent. Which is fine. It's like, whatever. You need to make your money somehow. But I thought it was pretty neat. Like, oh, we can just watch
really
it.
nice.
We just, got some wine and watched the movie. And it was great. It stars Kristen Stewart, Mackenzie Davis, Alison Brie, who is she's Alison Brie, Aubrey Plaza, Dan Levy.
What?
She's fine. She's good. I liked her in Community.
Like, she's well known.
She's well known. I like her. I didn't care for her character in this, but she's a good actress. Mary Holland, Victor Garber, who's also queer, I found out.
Who's that? Is that the
plays
dad?
And Mary Steenburgen, who is the mom.
Why do I feel like it's pronounced Steinbergen?
It's Steenburgen.
Fine.
I could be pronouncing it wrong. Or it could be Steenburgen.
I like that.
Steenburgen?
Yeah.
I think it's Steenburgen. This movie's about a woman who struggles to come out to her conservative parents during Christmas. And the director, Clea Duvall, has said the film is a semi-autobiographical take on her own experiences with her family.
Ooh. So does that mean that her family, within 8 hours of her coming out, was just 100% okay with it?
I think she said that it's Kristen Stewart's character that's based off of. That she's
Gotcha. Because I was if so,
you did pretty good.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I'm happy for her.
Also, if you have someone drop a bomb in your movie on Christmas Eve and you need to wrap up the movie by Christmas morning,
wrap it up like a present.
You need to have it resolved and good by Christmas morning because that's when everything's magical and great, right? That's the Christmas spirit. You gotta have shit good by Christmas morning. That's the one rule. So the IMDb, little recap of this. A holiday romantic comedy that captures the range of emotions tied to wanting your family's acceptance, being true to yourself, and trying not to ruin Christmas with your gayness.
That's the goal.
It's trying not to ruin Christmas.
It's really hard.
It's hard. Would you?
How many times do you think a family Christmas has been ruined by gayness?
A lot. That seems to be... People love to come out in big dramatic ways with a lot of risk. That's not how I came out. I came out one person at a time. One little person, so I could deal with one individual reaction at a time. Do you want to maybe go through the plot together?
Yeah, I'd love to. Have we even said what movie this is?
No.
What movie is this, Monica?
Happiest Season. Wait, I think I did say that earlier.
Really?
Did I? It's Happiest Season. Came out this year. Starring Kristen Stewart, Mackenzie Davis.
On Hulu.
It's super gay. On Hulu.
You can probably watch it right now.
You can watch it right now.
Yeah.
It's gay and it's holiday, Christmassy.
It's a Festivus movie. What more could you want?
Winter solstice. Yeah. So let's get into it. How about that?
Oh yeah.
Abby Holland, Kristen Stewart, and Harper Caldwell, Mackenzie Davis, are a lesbian couple who have been dating nearly a year, which was not established. We had no idea how long they had been together. At least not to my memory. I did not know.
I think literally once in the movie they said something about
at some point.
Oh,
it was like in the third act or something.
Yeah, it was the what's the friend's name?
John. Mm-hmm.
John. I think at some point says blah blah blah. You've been dating for over a year or something like that.
It was deep into the movie, I'm pretty sure.
Very deep.
Abby dislikes Christmas since her parents passed away, and that's all we get. Her parents are dead, so therefore she hates Christmas. She does not like Christmas. Yeah. My theory is either they owned a tree farm and died in a horrific lumberjack sort of tree chopping accident.
Wow.
Or they were the mall Santa and Mrs. Claus, and a giant candy cane fell on them. You know, something to, you know, that's very traumatic and directly tied to Christmas. Like they choked on a peppermint candy or some shit. Yeah. Choked on some cookies and milk.
Honestly, why? I don't know. I guess it's fair that she wouldn't like Christmas because maybe she wouldn't like holidays because that's when you get together with your family. It makes a lot of sense, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But
that's all
still,
we get.
We don't get much.
It's the very basic, vague, now you care about this person because this sad thing has happened. And we've talked about this before where it's like you can just have the one-liner of this person lost their dad. And it's like, yes, as a fact in the real world, that is very sad. In a movie, I need something more to care about this person. Just a little bit. Even if you just give me a detail, like how they died or a memory of what it was like you know, when you found out. Like something that's personal that would hit me in a very personal way.
I just, honestly, I wanted all of the characters to be filled out more.
Agreed. I did think every character was a vague caricature of a type of character, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they had their own types. Mm-hmm. You know, which was fine. Yeah. I am gonna just say right here, we're gonna be nitpicking this movie because that's what we do. We love to analyze and tear things apart. Overall, I give this movie a B-. I'd say it's fine. Maybe I shouldn't say it this early on. This movie's fine. That's fine. This movie's fine. So, Harper spontaneously invites Abby to celebrate the holidays with her family in her hometown. In a moment of gooey, ooey ecstasy and lovey-dovey, she's like,
were they on the roof when she asked?
Either on the roof or in the alley smooching afterwards.
Probably.
But it was like, you just spent Christmas with me.
Harper is so tall. Abby is so short.
Did you see that behind the scenes photo with her feet like all the way? She was like leaning
back. Yes, I saw
and
that
so
on
they could
Twitter.
like reach. Yeah,
that was really
very
funny.
Small compared to Mackenzie.
I remember
Davis.
It said something like, "Yes, climb her like a Christmas tree."
Nice, climb her like a Christmas tree. She does this spontaneously, but regrets it immediately the next morning. The next morning, she's like, "Oh, what did I do? You don't have to come. I mean, if you're busy or like if you got other stuff, I ain't got stuff to do. You don't have to come." And Kristen Stewart's like, "No, I'll go." Abby, Kristen Stewart, sees this as the perfect opportunity to introduce herself to Harper's parents and to propose to her on Christmas morning. Which is like, you hate Christmas, you are already established as not the ooey gooey. You're like, I don't like ooey gooey. And you're like, literally the next scene, you're like, and I'm going to ask for her father's blessing and propose to her on Christmas morning. And I'm like,
okay. It's not like this is growth. It's like she's being chaotic.
Very just
this is not how she is. And
I'm still trying to figure out who she is.
Yeah.
However, on their way to the Caldwell's house, on the drive there, Harper reveals she lied to Abby about coming out to her parents because she fears it will interfere with her father's campaign for mayor. How long has her father been campaigning for mayor? Her entire life? Because that's apparently the excuse she has.
Yeah, what was her excuse? Has he been campaigning for a year?
That's possible, right? Campaigning for years? Since she was a teenager? Is this how long he's been campaigning for mayor? And she doesn't want to come out to her family until after Christmas. And she asks Abby to pretend to be her straight roommate for the holiday, which Abby reluctantly agrees. This is something that made me a little bit upset. I can kind of understand that I'm not ready to come out yet, so I'm gonna tell them I am straight until I'm ready. But she forces Abby to pretend to be straight too, because apparently gay people can't exist in this house, and she can't bring a gay friend home. Weird.
I guess she seemed to have this intention that she thought that they would be able to share the same room. Right?
If she pretended to be straight.
Yeah, but if she wasn't straight, they'd probably be like, no, you can't share the same room. That's weird,
That's inappropriate.
right?
I mean, they didn't end up sharing the same room anyway. So, man. So yeah, that's kind of weird. That whole scene was strange. That was very strange. At the Caldwell's house, Abby meets Harper's father, Ted, her perfectionist mother, Tipper.
Tipper?
Tipper is her
Did
name.
they ever say her name?
I think they did, but I forgot about that. Tipper. And her wacky sister. See, they have these types. Running for mayor, perfectionist, wacky sister Jane, which is the other co-writer of this. The family welcomes Abby as Harper's orphan friend who has nowhere else to go for Christmas. That's another thing I thought was really fucked up. Is that she told the truth about the fact that her parents died.
And then they made a lot of jokes about it.
They made a lot of jokes, and that was like the whole shtick. And so it's
like, it's not funny because
she made her girlfriend bring up all of this trauma, I'm guessing, and be like, oh, her parents are dead, and that's why she's spending Christmas with us.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it a lot and make it a big deal. But she's straight also. So it's like, wow, Harper's really fucking controlling the situation here and making all the decisions and all the rules.
all of them are bad for Abby.
Yeah.
Poor Kristen.
I would have a fucking terrible time if I was in Kristen's position. Fucking terrible. I could see and maybe initially reluctantly being like, okay, especially if it's on the drive there, but it would just the whole time I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Abby becomes uncomfortable is the next line, and that is Abby's state throughout the entire movie. Uncomfortable.
Would agree.
Especially when she meets Harper's exes, both in one night, Connor and Riley Johnson.
Ooh, Aubrey Plaza.
Ooh, Aubrey Plaza. During the visit, she begins questioning how much she knows about her girlfriend when she sees Ted and Tipper's high expectations and Harper's competitive relationship with her older sister, Sloane, which is Allison Brie. Allison Brie's character type is basically just bitchy sister, competitive, brings out the worst in Harper, which is already not that great to begin with. Harper's character is very much just confusing because we're supposed to like her. We're supposed to like root for them to be together, but they don't give us a lot to work with.
Honestly, I never once had the opportunity to like Harper.
No. They didn't give her anything. She was pretty and nice at the beginning, the very first scene, and the rest of it she was ashamed, embarrassed, hiding Kristen Stewart's character. Just, yeah.
She made life really, really hard.
Ted is trying to impress a possible donor from the city council to contribute.
What did you say?
I said organ donor on purpose, but it wasn't that funny.
What?
Ted is trying to impress. That was a terrible joke. I just crashed
10
so
out of 10.
hard. Thank you so much. What?
Would
What
laugh
did you say?
again.
Don't understand. Ted is trying to impress a possible donor from the city council to contribute to his campaign, which Abby unwillingly jeopardizes when Sloane's children put an unpaid necklace into her bag at the mall. It was a pretty, I could see that gag happening in, your average Christmas movie. It was like, oh my God, people think I'm shoplifting,
Literally all I can think about now is how badly Harper's dad needs somebody to donate their organs for him.
That would make this movie, the stakes for this movie, much
way
higher.
Yeah.
If he needed a kidney. And this person would not donate a kidney if this guy had a gay child. That was one of the rules. And so we gotta pretend to be straight until after Christmas because that's when my dad's getting his kidney. I'd be like, okay, Kristen, you better fucking take off that flannel, start.
It's not the story we want, but it is the story we deserve.
It is absolutely the story we deserve. I'd be so intrigued if that was the case. Believing she's a shoplifter, Ted and Tipper think it might be better if they keep Abby away from upcoming social events. And then Harper just goes, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know you didn't do it, honey, but you gotta stay home anyway because I don't like conflict. And I don't want to be like, oh, my friend didn't do that. My friend didn't steal. I just want to be like, oh, just stay home. It's easier. It's just easier that way. I'm sorry. I don't like conflict.
I'm so awkward.
I'm so awkward. I don't want to do it. My parents scare me. Sorry. Can you just stay home and pretend like you don't exist? Sorry.
What Enneagram type do you think Harper is?
A 9?
I was gonna say a 9.
Definitely a 9.
Man.
Literally putting herself and everyone else through so many hoops in order to avoid any conflict because that is the easiest thing.
Oh yeah. What do you think Abby is?
I don't know.
I'm tempted to say 6.
What is the reasonings behind that?
Harper is like, be straight, right?
Mhm.
And Abby does okay, you know, but also like she still dresses pretty queer and whatnot. And I just feel like she's not willing to not be herself, you know, which I feel like is a very 8 thing.
Oh,
Good
you
for
said
them.
you said 8 or did you say 6? I'm confused. You said 6 at first.
I meant 8.
You meant 8. 6s might try to blend in with their environment.
Yeah. I meant to say 8. I think that Abby could be an 8 because
I agree with that more than the 6. I think
yeah,
it could be an
because
8.
she's very like true to herself. And she wants so badly to be true to herself.
She wants really badly, and she's trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really good question. If y'all know the Enneagram and want to tell us what you think these people are, we'd love to know. We love the Enneagram and are obsessed with it. If you don't know what the Enneagram is, maybe we'll make an episode about it sometime and, I don't know, assign each type like a iconic queer character or
Ooh,
something.
that'd be fun.
That'd be kind of fun. From this point, Abby feels even more like an outsider. She also learns from Riley, Aubrey Plaza, that Harper denied her sexuality since she was a high school freshman, which makes Abby worried about the future of their relationship. Can we pause for a moment here?
Mm-hmm.
Because of Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza?
Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza.
Because Aubrey Plaza,
Yeah.
right?
Aubrey Plaza, man.
But also
And
Aubrey Plaza. I wanted so hard for them to kiss, get together, anything. The sexual tension between them
it was disturbing.
You could cut it with
so
a
much.
knife. It was so good. It was so good. They made her so charming, so likable. They made their chemistry.
So
Having chemistry with Kristen Stewart is not an easy task.
No.
But somehow Aubrey Plaza pulled it off, and I wanted them to be together
Oh my god,
so
Aubrey Plaza
bad.
is amazing.
A god. Oh my god. The whole time when we were watching this, I was like, Aubrey Plaza's so hot.
Because I would
Aubrey
argue
Plaza's so
that
hot.
Harper and Abby just did not really have it.
That would be such a great alternative ending. Like, you know, you're trying to make, we're just like everybody else. It's a holiday movie just like all the other holiday movies you've ever seen, but it's gay. So it's just, and I understand that your goal is already trying to be like what we've already seen before, right? To prove that gay people can also be in this genre. But I wouldn't have minded a twist ending in the way of, oh, here's not really what usually happens in these rom-coms is when they end up with somebody else. But Harper was treating her like shit the whole time. You didn't give us anything to work with.
Yeah. They didn't make me want Harper and Abby to be together.
No.
I thought it was really sweet. Like Clea Duvall was saying, like, that she wanted there to be other queer people in the film who were able to be friends with with Abby, you know, and support her during that time, but that she wouldn't necessarily fall in love with them or whatever, you know. She thought that was really important, like the whole like queer people supporting queer people, and she's just like, I have other queer friends, but like I'm not in love with every single one of them, which
Who
is
isn't
that really
who
how
isn't
being
in love
queer
with all
works?
their friends? That's not really how it works. So if Clea Duvall's goal was to have us not want Abby to get with this other person, but them just to be queer friends, she shouldn't have casted Aubrey Plaza, because obviously everyone is in love with Aubrey Plaza
Already.
and just literally, this is how good their
I think she
chemistry
just should
was.
have written it differently.
Agreed. This is how good their chemistry was. Like that scene when Kristen Stewart, they're at like that party. Kristen Stewart goes outside to call her friend, and then Aubrey Plaza just like steps out of the shadows and goes like, "Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, blah, blah, blah." And like she starts talking to her, and I'm just like, my heart stopped, because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, if I was outside of a thing and then emerging from the shadows comes Aubrey Plaza, it would make my head explode. Because, and I was like, in that moment, I was like, kiss, kiss, kiss. And then the scene ended really quickly.
Right then?
I wanted it, and I knew it was too much, and I shouldn't have. But then later when they hung out, I was like, when they hung out at the bar, and they were at the gay bar watching the drag show. They were talking, they were drinking, and during this moment, Harper is off with her ex-boyfriend And Kristen Stewart knows that, and they're hanging out. Like,
Aubrey Plaza gets on the same side of the booth
ooh,
as Abby.
sliding in
Like,
the same
okay.
side of the booth.
Clea
That's what I
Duvall
wanted them to
obviously, that's her name, right? Clea Duvall. She obviously wrote this as flirtatious. The whole situation between them, the first like 50% of their interactions, I think were all designed to be flirtatious and have us on the edge of our seats wondering what was going to happen. I think it was obviously there for tension. Like, even though she said in interviews that she wanted her to be there as just like a supportive friend, you know, obviously she was also there as tension, and she just didn't say that. Also, Clea Duvall said like that she thinks Aubrey Plaza is hot, and
She said she did?
Yeah, and I feel like she said other stuff, but I don't want to quote her wrong, so.
Also, Aubrey Plaza said that she also wanted them to get together.
Yeah, that's true.
She was like, I didn't write the thing.
She's like,
I
look,
didn't
I
direct
want it
the
to
thing.
happen.
I wanted it to happen. Aubrey Plaza, man.
Aubrey Plaza.
Right? Yeah. Who wouldn't want them to get together?
Thank God she's in this world.
Thank God.
What would we do without her?
Be very sad.
Less horny.
Less horny.
Yeah.
At the Caldwell's annual Christmas Eve party, so it is now Christmas Eve. Festivus Eve. Abby having tired of her current situation. That's a weird way to phrase that.
That feels so like 20s.
Having tired of her current situation. I love it. Is relieved when her friend John arrives unannounced to pick her up. Very nice of John. I love John. He was really cool.
Wholesome friend.
Very wholesome. Very, very, very good. Good character. Harper privately begs Abby to stay. Also, John's character wasn't necessarily written super, like, out of this world. It was just played really, really well. If they would have casted some random gay guy...
Could have been really boring.
Could have been real boring. Like, just like, here's the gay friend. Like, oh my God, I'm here to save you.
He did great, though.
He did great. He was so memorable and so good. Harper privately begs Abby to stay, and as they're about to kiss, they are caught by Sloane, Allison Brie, who prepares to expose their relationship to the family because
she's a bitch.
Because she's a bitch. We never really get anything else about her besides she's mean and bitchy.
No.
However, it turns out Sloane has a secret of her own. She and her husband Eric are in a polyamorous relation.
No, they're getting a divorce. They're already separated, and they're allowed to see other people, but they just are not allowed to do it in public.
But my first theory when that closet door was swung open, I was like, oh, they're poly?
Yeah, I thought they were poly, and I was like, oh my God, they just threw a poly couple in here. Because what was it that she said? She was just like, we had an agreement.
And I was like,
oh,
okay.
Wow, I love it.
But they're just getting a divorce.
Yeah.
Which is apparently also very scandalous to this family. Like, these parents were painted to be like these crazy hard asses who these kids are terrified of to be themselves. But they seem...
And there was really no reason for any of that. And I mean,
just very kind of average white people parents.
Yeah. Like, they, have this thing happening. The running for mayor.
Are they in Alabama or something? Where is this set? I think it's set in Pennsylvania. 2020 Pennsylvania, right?
Probably not too bad, right?
Probably not too bad.
I don't live there, but...
I don't live in Pennsylvania, but it doesn't seem like it would be a fucking game changer to have the mayor's daughter gay. He's not even gay.
Right?
It's not like he's gay running for mayor. His daughter's gay. How is that going to ruin
everything?
All of his shit?
I guess she's like a fourth of the face of his running for mayorship because she's like his best daughter or something right now. So
she's his best daughter. Yeah. Best daughter. Winner for best daughter.
Goes to
Harper.
Congratulations, Harper. I'm so proud of you.
Being best daughter, as long as you're straight. The sisters get into a public fight, ruining the party. This is the big comedic, oh, the Christmas tree falls down and they're wrestling and, you know, they slam a painting over someone's head, which is the most cartoonish move.
Super cartoonish. I couldn't believe they did that, honestly. Like, nothing makes a Christmas movie other than a whole ass painting being shoved through somebody's entire body.
I only wish it was a portrait of a human so they could slam it right through the neck and then have the head come out of the little body part of the
That'd
painting.
be nice.
That would have just been the cherry on top.
Yeah.
Which is also very sad because the sister painted that.
Yeah.
And she put like a lot of work into it and they destroyed it.
And she was the most wholesome character in the entire movie.
In that moment when she got really sad that her painting was destroyed, that's what made me feel
the most in the whole
out
movie.
of the whole thing. And I'm like, that shouldn't be the
God.
thing that tugs at my heart the most.
Yeah, that destroyed me.
Is that her
Honestly, she's
painting
the
that
only character
destroyed?
that I ever felt anything for. You know, I didn't really care about anyone else other than her. She was so sweet and wholesome, and I loved her.
I liked her, Riley, and Dan Levy's
That's
character.
true. Yeah.
That's it. Sloane reveals in front of the guests that Harper is a lesbian, which Harper denies immediately. Immediately. Abby's right there. Everyone's looking at her. It's already awkward. There's shit everywhere. It's just this big thing. You're already past the point of no return, I feel like. Your sister says to everybody, yeah, she's gay. And you look your girlfriend in the eye and say, no, I'm not. That, and when I was watching, I was like, nope, that's it. I'm out. We're over. I'm not fucking marrying you. I'm not dating you anymore. This is bullshit. Like, this was your moment. This whole thing was a clusterfuck, but especially right now was your opportunity to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And you failed.
She
failed.
fucked it up so bad. Like, I don't know. Her sister's a piece of shit for doing that. And she's a piece of shit for being like, no, I'm not. And I get that it's hard. And it'd probably be really hard if you're being outed in front of a giant group of people. So I want to have empathy for that. But also, ouch. Very,
also, from Abby's
ouch.
point of view, regardless of any of that, if I was in that situation, I'd be out of there.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay.
Honestly, when she did that, I was like, oh, she's just never going to come out.
Yeah, I thought that was the point in the movie. They were going to be like, yeah, sometimes shit like this happens and it's really sad.
Yeah.
Because that is the truth. And I think if they would have gone down that path, that would have even been better.
And then Kristen Stewart and Aubrey Plaza could have fucked.
And they just have this long, like, explicit sex scene between the two of them. And the whole movie takes this turn where it's just, like, 15 minutes of them fucking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll write an alternative ending.
What we needed in this movie to make it just, like, 20% better, 40% better, was a Kristen Stewart, Aubrey Plaza sex scene.
100%. I agree with that.
100% better?
Better. If there was... What did you say, 40%?
I said 40% better.
What else would you want to make it better? What else would you throw in there?
Harper being, like, a full rounded character and the parents being, like, real people rather than, like, these fake people that we don't understand anything about and that seem terrible until it turns out that they're not. I was talking to my dad about this movie and he was like, oh, this movie made me feel so good because the parents, like, you know, one of them had a hard time for a second, but then they both came around so quickly. And I'm just like, that's not how these things really work for most people, though. You know? Like, it's, like, such an unrealistic representation of how that works. Like, I was seeing this stuff on Twitter that people were saying about how sort of dangerous this movie is. And I'm going to have to agree with that because this movie seems to, from what I've seen of people posting what they feel on Twitter, a lot of people are like, this movie has inspired me to come out to my family this Christmas. I'm going to do it this Christmas at my family's thing. And to me, that sounds like a bad idea. I don't know.
Depending, I guess, yeah.
And obviously it could be good too, but it could also be really dangerous for these people, you know? And
well, it's sad to say that a movie inspiring someone to come out is inherently dangerous.
I know, yeah.
Because it shouldn't be that way. It should be,
Yeah.
if something inspires someone to come out, it should be a good thing.
Yeah, it is also really scary, and because that's not how most
The
people's
dangerous part
situations
is
go.
them going from not being okay with it to being okay with it so fast.
Yeah.
That's the dangerous part, is setting a
it's the
bad
expectation.
expectation.
It's probably going to take them a long time. It almost always does. Some people never even are okay with it, you know? It's going to tear
Stick around for more inspiring words from us. Sometimes people are okay with it, and sometimes after a minute they're okay with it. Coming out is always better than staying in the closet. All right, let's keep going on. Heartbroken by this, Abby leaves the house, gets as far as the driveway.
Literally walks out to the driveway, and then her friend is like, do you want to take a walk? And it's like, I thought she wanted to leave.
Yeah, I would want to go home.
Yeah.
Let's go home. I don't want to take a walk.
He's like, do you want to, like, stick around a little bit longer?
Do you want to, like, take a walk?
Like, just, you know, for the sake of the story.
It's cold. I am sad. I want to go home. They do take a little walk around the driveway. John reminds her that coming out can be scary.
Very scary. It can be very scary.
I'm sorry I said it like that. Coming out is hard.
I think that was actually a really good movement. A really good movement.
That's what a cow would call it. Is a movement.
I think that was a really good moment in this movie where
coming out is scary. You know,
Yeah.
we've all had our own versions of
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the jadedness that I exude makes it seem like maybe I had a easy coming out or something. And I'm like, oh my God, why is everyone I know this such a big deal? And
quite the opposite.
quite the opposite. But
whereas I'm just like, oh, you know, have empathy, and it's like I'm the one who had the relatively easy time coming out.
well, despite that, everyone has their own story, right?
Yeah.
And the one thing they all have in common, which I think is something he says, is that it's always scary right before.
Mm-hmm.
It's always scary
Yeah.
right before. And that makes Kristen Stewart feel better, but he says it has nothing to do with Harper's love for her, and it's like, they might love you.
Yeah.
They might love you, but they need to figure out their shit first.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If you're that ashamed of not only being gay, but your friend being gay, your girlfriend being gay, anyone around you being gay, then you got some shit to deal with, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm ready to marry you, to be in a relationship with you yet. You figure out your shit, and then maybe we can talk.
Yeah.
After realizing that her fear of rejection caused her to hurt Riley and will cause her to hurt Abby, Harper finally tells the truth to her parents, confirming that she is a lesbian. I do want to reiterate that this is after everyone in the party has left and
Yes.
there's just her family there, so it's a little bit easier,
Yeah.
but whatever.
I was about to say that. I was like, everyone's gone. It's just her immediate family, which is totally fine. And honestly, that would have been the ideal way for it to happen anyway. It was so messed up that she would have had to do that in front of all of those people.
Yeah. This inspires Sloane to reveal her own secret, and even about her getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Big taboo.
is this?
Literally, he's just running for mayor.
In
and other than that-
Pennsylvania in 2020.
Yeah.
If this movie was set
Other than that, they're rich.
in the
That's
90s
another thing.
or earlier, I would have just a little bit more like, oh, just in general, this is like
taboo.
taboo.
Yeah.
But we're finally getting to the point where these movies need to have a little bit extra on top to make this like,
Yeah.
why are we keeping this? You know, throw in something else that makes it a little bit more risky. Like,
Yeah.
he needs a kidney, and the kidney donor is really homophobic, and they won't give him the kidney if he has a gay
He
daughter.
needs an organ.
He's dying.
He needs those organ donors to pay their organs up.
He's gonna get the surgery on Christmas Eve at the strike of midnight when it's finally Christmas Day.
And then after Christmas has happened, then she can finally come out. Everything's fine.
But her dad's life is on the line.
It's on the line.
Man, with his homophobic kidney donor. Even Jane tells her parents how neglected she felt throughout the years. They didn't give Jane a secret.
Oh my God, the part where Jane was like, I don't have any secrets, but I'm an ally. It was so adorable.
That was pretty adorable.
So cute.
Pretty
and she had
cute.
no idea what was going on.
Mhm.
She didn't already know this information and was just like,
Nope.
yes. She just right then and there was like, I'm sticking up for them.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Very wholesome. Again, one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
Harper goes after Abby to apologize, confessing that she truly loves her and wants to build her life with her. And Abby says, okay. And they share a kiss.
Like, why? Like,
That's all it took. I would be mad.
I'd be still
I'd be
very,
very
very upset. I'd be
upset.
like, do you know what you put me through?
But again, in a movie, you had to have all that shit resolved by Christmas
Within
morning.
30 seconds. So
You gotta-
let's wrap this up. You know, like,
And then she's okay with it, and then they get together, and it's all done.
very, very quickly.
Ted apologizes to his daughters for making them feel like they had to always be perfect.
Mm-hmm. Which, okay, so I know we kind of got that a little bit, you know, during the movie.
Kind of.
We got that a little bit, right?
Like the sense that there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on them.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, for them to be a certain way, be perfect or whatever their version
Kind
of
of,
perfect
yeah.
was, but I could have used more of it, honestly, because they seemed overall to be, I don't know.
With what I was given, I saw, parents, they're always disappointed, they always want more, and they're always like, if you could only be like your sister, and
Yeah.
which is just like parents in a comedy movie. That's kind of what they're like. Lizzy's phone ran out of storage, so instead of seeing Lizzy's face right here, if you're watching the video portion, you're just going to see a cute picture of their face. I'm going to put ding. So just picture how cute Lizzy's smile is. Ted gets a phone call from his organ donor and saying that she will only give her kidney if he will not tell anybody that his daughter is gay. And by that, I mean, she will not donate any money unless he does not tell anyone that his daughter's gay.
Yes.
And Ted rejects the offer.
Yeah, it's brilliant. He says, no, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I'll pass on that one.
No, thank you. The Caldwells take a family picture with Abby included this time.
Finally. There's been like 6 different family pictures where they're just like, Abby, will you hold the camera?
The tablet, the iPad.
Yes, the infamous iPad.
The mom camera.
Yes.
And then we cut to a year later where Abby and Harper are now engaged. So
Quick
everything's
cut.
fine now.
They're like going to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's wearing a ring.
Very
right?
happy. Jane has become a best-selling author of her fantasy novel, The Shadow Dreamers.
Thank God something good happened for her. She deserves it. We love her. Aubrey Plaza, great, but Jane, I will stand Jane for forever.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Jane all the way. If she was the main character of this movie, I'd be down.
Oh, yeah.
Ted has won the election. All the good things are happening. And everything's fine. Everything's great. They also won the lottery.
The happiest of happy endings.
Mhm.
Did you say they also won the lottery?
Ted got this weird disease that made his dick bigger. The mom suddenly, has, I don't know, a new duvet she's really into.
I would be really into a new duvet.
Yeah, it's all the good things are happening.
Wow. Merry Christmas.
Happy
Festivus.
Anyone who's watching the video portion, you can't see either of us.
We have both been exposed to COVID and we can't do anything anymore.
We are thoroughly prepared.
There's a cat on the table.
For those of you listening, congratulations, because you are not exposed to this major.
Yeah. What absolute chaos here.
Absolute.
In the headquarters of Lizzy and Monica.
Yeah. So on Christmas Eve, the family goes to the cinema. Who wrote this? Takes place in Pennsylvania. Goes to the cinema.
Goes to the cinema.
To watch It's a Wonderful Life. As the movie starts, Abby and Harper smile at each other lovingly, period. That is the end of the description. They smile at each other lovingly. And, that's the movie. It's a queer holiday movie.
It's a queer holiday movie. I'm very happy that we have it. I think it's really cool. I'm really glad that it was written and directed by a queer lady, and that
Agreed,
there are so
agreed.
many other women and or queer people involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice to see actual queer people on screen, which didn't you tell me that Aubrey Plaza was confirmed to be queer?
Yes, I did.
That is the most beautiful little nugget of information I've ever received.
And by that, I think I saw that on like an IMDb fact thing, which IMDb is like
Who
Wikipedia,
knows if
so
that's
other people can
true?
add things to it. So who knows? If anyone knows for sure, let us know, because then we can shoot our shot
Yes.
with Aubrey Plaza.
Collectively.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're both gonna go at her hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, if if I was in there and I was doing this thing, which of course everything's always you can critique anything to death.
Greener
Oh.
on the other side also,
Exactly. Overall, I'd say this is a good movie, as in it's not a bad movie.
Yes.
It's not a bad movie at all.
No.
It's gay, it's funny, it made me laugh. The flaws were so small that it was there were more good things than bad things, right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I'd say it's fine. Some of the acting was kind of awkward, mainly from Kristen Stewart. I don't think Kristen Stewart's
Agree.
a super comedic actress. She's a fine actress. I just don't think she's not super funny. So sometimes it'd be a line of dialogue that I'd be like, that was written to be really funny.
But instead it was just said as Kristen Stewart says everything, which I do not find particularly enjoyable.
She can really only play herself, which
Yeah.
is okay.
Which is fine, but maybe don't cast her as like a lead in a movie.
What if they swapped Aubrey Plaza and Kristen Stewart, so Kristen Stewart was the ex-girlfriend?
Honestly, I think I would have liked that better.
Agreed. Hard agreed.
Dang.
Ooh,
What a
ooh,
hot
ooh.
take. The hottest take of this whole thing.
Imagine.
Dang. I like that.
I like it too.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's fine. It's good. It's a good movie. Definitely one that I think is a very safe choice for watching with parents that maybe, wherever they are on the being okay with the whole gay thing. It's like a safe little cute holiday movie.
Yeah, I think that they made this movie really palatable to a very, very, very wide range of people. I think that they made it to where they want queer people to watch it, and they absolutely will, and they'll be happy that it exists. I also think that it's very palatable to parents of queer people and, just straight people in general. I do think it's sort of another almost written for people who want to be more okay with gayness, People who need that little push.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm okay with that.
I do want more, though.
I want more, and it's not like I want more gay. I just want maybe a better movie.
Isn't your whole thing that...
Anything could be gayer.
Yeah. It could be gayer.
And by that, earlier we discussed how we would improve this movie with a very explicit sex scene with Kristen Stewart and Aubrey Plaza. So in that sense, yes,
It could be gayer.
It could be gayer. But it's not like Jenny's Wedding where they made our main characters kiss once or something like that. They kissed, they touched each other, they were a normal ass couple.
Yeah.
They weren't like trying to just hide the fact that they weren't trying to not show any of the gayness.
Yeah, for sure.
They were gay, and they, acted like lesbians. So, yeah.
I will probably not be rewatching this every winter solstice.
But maybe once more.
Maybe for Aubrey Plaza. But
Aubrey Plaza.
yeah. But I am glad that it exists. I'm glad that it exists.
I'm glad Aubrey
think it's a
Plaza
good thing.
exists.
Glad Aubrey Plaza exists. Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for her.
Yeah. For
when
real.
I look at her,
you know what I think? Good for her.
Good for her. Good for you, Aubrey Plaza. Good going.
We're proud of you.
We are so proud of you.
I know you care what we think.
She should.
And I know you're listening right now. Aubrey Plaza, if you're listening right now, please just shoot me a text.
Please just shoot me.
My
I would be
number
honored.
is 999-222.
Please just
2222.
take us out to dinner, both of us, and just buy us eggs. Buy us a lot of eggs. Please.
Monica, I'm vegan.
Buy me a lot of eggs, please.
You don't even like eggs.
I know, but I would eat them if Aubrey Plaza bought me eggs. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
Good for her.
In conclusion, I would say
Aubrey Plaza.
Thank God for Aubrey Plaza.
Agreed.
I'm gonna give this movie a.
Ooh, we're giving it a star rating, a number rating. I like this.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5. No, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for queer
Ooh.
representation.
Nice.
I'm gonna give it a 0 out of 10 for
Boobs.
for close. No. I'm gonna give it a 0 out of 10 for representation of people of color. And
There was one person of color in the main cast, and that was the husband. But he had very little screen time.
yeah.
I mean, the husband of Alison Brie.
Yeah. And I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 as a movie in general, mostly because it was, in fact, a romp, which I like.
I would give it, in terms of just enjoying a movie, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. I had fun watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Queer representation, also 7 out of 10. In terms of like just being a movie, it's 5.5, 6. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There's nothing that big wrong with it. It's fine. It's good. I liked it. In terms of how many times I got to see Aubrey Plaza make out with somebody, I would give it a 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10.
Agree.
Kristen Stewart's acting, we're just going to leave unrated. Because she's an enigma.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She does her thing, and we're proud of her for doing her thing.
Very proud.
You know what? You started from
Queer
the top,
icon, right?
and you're still, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
And now you're here.
Also, we love Twilight again, so...
Apparently we love Twilight again?
We love Twilight again, so
yeah.
We appreciate it. Like, she's top tier right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say go ahead and give it a watch. If you have chill-ass family that you can sit around this Christmas season, this winter solstice section of the year, give it a watch. It'll be fun, you know. It'll make you laugh.
Have a romp, you know.
Have a little romp. Well, Lizzy, thank you so much for being here.
Of course, Monica.
And doing this with me. Do you want to plug anything while you're here?
Yeah, totally. My Twitter handle is @Lizzy_Hampton. That's Lizzy with a Y. And that's what I've got, you know. Find me on there. That's where I live.
That's where you live.
Thanks for having me, Monica.
You know what? I would love to have you for as long as I can.
You're so sweet.
And I love you dearly. And thank you so much for being here. This was fun time. Please come and do more of this with me.
Absolutely.
Want to be here forever with me? Every
yeah,
morning?
I mean, I live here, so why not, right?
Every morning when I wake up, will you be there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just look over. I'll be there. Don't worry.
Thank you guys for being here. Be gay, do crime, watch films, be kind, and follow us on all the things you can follow us. We're on TikTok, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. We do all the things. We have a video portion of this podcast. So yeah, follow us on all the things. Follow Lizzy and keep watching. Keep consuming queer content and sharing queer content. Please send this to a friend and be gay and do winter time, Christmas things, winter solstice, Festivus things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Festivus, everyone.
Happy Festivus.
Happy winter solstice.
I can't wait for lesbian Christmas.
Lesbian Christmas. I can't wait for lesbian Christmas.
See you later, you gays.
Bye.
Bye. Well, howdy doody, look at you for listening to the whole gosh dang thing. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Gays Code podcast. We also do a video element of this show, so if you'd like to see our cute faces, you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, all under the Gays Code podcast. We try to find the best bits and funniest moments to showcase on our social media, so if you'd like to help us out, pick out a clip that made you laugh and send it to a friend. It'd make us happy and make your friend happy and maybe a little confused. If you'd like to support this the show and its creator, me, check us out on patreon.com/MonicaBeezy. That's Monica B-E-E-Z-E-E. Supporters like you help keep the show going, and we try to make it fun for you with extra content and rewards. Also, I should let you know that this episode contains a lot of holiday magic, so if there's a friend that maybe you'd like to be more than friends with by Festivus Eve, send them this episode. It works. Trust me. We love you just the way you are, and we'll see you next time. My name is Monica Biltz, and this is the Gaze Code Podcast.